Hi everybody, welcome to the Red Stars' pre-match media availability. We have Schlegel and Coach Donaldson here with us. As always, if you have a question, please use the raise your hand function and I'll use it to call on you. Anybody want to kick us off? Leslie, go ahead.
Hi guys, thanks for joining us today. Coach Lauren, you two have known each other for a long time. How has Allie grown as a player since you've met her?
No, she's grown. Since I met her, she came from the deeper position, playing as a 6, and now she's in the highest position you can find. So obviously, she's made that transition. I've always thought she was needed to play higher. She doubted me back then, and you see where she ends up.
True. And Allie, off of that, you came off the bench mostly this last season, and this season you've started all 3 matches. Can you talk a bit about that chop wood, carry water approach to your game?
Yeah, for sure. I think, that phrase to me really means doing the details day in and day out, so that whether it's, on the bench, in the stands, starting, whatever the role might be, that my attitude and mindset never change, and therefore anytime I'm needed in whatever role the team needs me in, I can step into that fully confident and fully prepared. I think when last year the preparation of a starter was consistent throughout, knowing that might have not been my role last year, but if it were to be at any time, that I could do that. So I think that is just my mentality going into any game.
Awesome. And then lastly, big news this week about the first NWSL game to be played at Wrigley Field. Any reactions to that?
Excitement. I think there's a lot of excitement behind it. I think, it's really cool to see the support from the ownership group and from the organization itself to do something this momentous for women's sports. So I think I think there's a lot of excitement from the group about it. It should be really fun.
All right, awesome, thanks.
Thanks, Leslie. Kyle, go ahead.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate the time. Coach, I wanted to ask you about Mal Swanson. She looked like she was injured late in the She Believes game on Tuesday. Looked like she indicated it might have been her knee, and then she didn't take a penalty in the shootout. I wanted to see if you might have an update on her fitness as she kind of gets back to the club from international duty.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, where she's at right now. She's not the only one. They're all coming back from international duty, and usually, somebody might be banged up. So I haven't gotten the full details of, I haven't seen her yet, actually. I haven't spoken with her yet. So hopefully we can get an update here and then we go from there.
Thanks, Kyle. Brendan, go ahead.
Hey guys, thanks for the time. Allie, it's Brendan Lone from Burgundy Wave, previously with the Denver Post. Allie, for you, I guess, how fun is it to play under Lauren again, considering his tactics and how much you guys can really take advantage in the attack? And I guess for you, if you think about transitioning from last year as a rookie to now this year, again, just if you can touch on that growth that you really took in the off season to cement yourself being a regular. Thank you.
Yes, hello. I love the Denver Post, so awesome. And when I learned that Lauren was going to be our head coach, I was ecstatic. Obviously, it is so special getting to play under him again. I think he was talking about, in the past playing a little bit deeper, which is so true. I was fighting him about that. But, I love Lauren's style of play, playing with an aggressive attacking focus, and I think as an attacker that's exciting. We want to get the ball in the box, we want to be pushing the line, but also not to an extent where we're not keeping possession too. I think I've always appreciated that about Lauren, is his approach to the game and it being both possession with a purpose, of going forward, but not going forward at the expense of losing the ball. So I think I was just excited to get back into that with him. And then just in terms of growth from last year to this year, I think I learned so many things last year and so much about the league itself and how to approach the game differently in a professional setting. So I think many of the things that I learned last year have allowed me to like kind of, I think, break through a little bit because I'm just viewing the game differently, and I think just more maturely than, you know, a rookie coming off. And you know, I think I was overthinking a lot. I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to learn what people want me to do. You know, I think it's a little bit of growing into the confidence too of being like, okay, I know how to make decisions, like I can do this. So I think more than anything, it was a confidence of taking that growth and being like, okay, well, I can apply this now, and I know what I'm doing just a little bit more. You know, there's always, you know, things to learn from my teammates and the staff, but I think it was a confidence of stepping into that.
Thanks, Brendan. Joe, go ahead.
Thanks, Emmanuel. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Allie.
Joe.
Sorry, I don't have the ability to go with the video today, so congrats to you guys. Allie, I'm just curious, going against an Angel City side that you guys had a bit more success against last year, which, you know, in the midst of a tough year, that was something nice to take on. How do you approach, you know, going against a team that maybe you're seeing the success on the field and trying to build on that with this new roster?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think, Joe, it's going to be an answer that I've shared before where we're, you know, doing the same things and in a way that's detailed oriented to where we're approaching, you know, every team in a way where we respect them and we respect our opponents always. But I think, again, our approach is nuanced to each team that we approach, and I think our preparation from the staff, you know, indicates how we're going to maybe as a game plan approach this team differently. But I think in terms of the past, I don't think we really let that get into our heads this year. Like, that was last year, this is this year. I think we're doing a good job of just not letting anything from the past impact how we approach any of these games this year. So I think really it's a fresh start with Angel City, and I think, you know, we're 0-0 against them this year, and so we approach it how we always do, and, you know, we want to win, and so we're going to go out and do our best to do that.
And Lauren, are you seeing the type of loose, confident play yet from this team, or is that something you're still building towards as, you know, only 4 games into this season? Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see if it's a loose confidence, but it's a confidence, should be a confidence within a system, and the individuality can come out, you know. It's a tough league, so every game is tough, so we have to approach every game a little bit different. But if you're asking me that if I'm satisfied of where we're at right now, I mean, we're okay, but not where we're going. We're far from where we're going, so we have a lot more room for improvement, and you know, the work that we're doing, hopefully it will get us there.
Awesome. Thank you both. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. LT, go ahead.
Hey guys, LT Red Stars report. Coach, I came in late. I was curious. I'm sure, I think someone already asked about Mal's status, but is there any other updates on the match status of players on the team?
You know, I mean, we got 4 players who are coming in from international break, and we got to just, you know, I mean, we haven't trained today yet, so we have to just, you know, talk to the medical staff and just see where everybody is at. And, you know, I think Natu is still on her way in, so that's quicker. So, you know, whatever, the rest should be here today, and then we just kind of just take it by here and just, you know, if everybody's okay, then we move on. If not, then we make the adjustment.
And Angel City's been struggling to find their first win this season. Do you think an opponent sort of looking for their first win can present a different challenge than a team that might be on like a winning streak, perhaps just based on like their hunger to find their first win?
I mean, this league is a funny league, you know, from 1 to 12. I mean, from top team to the bottom team or whatever it is. I don't look at places right now because every team in this league, on a given day, they can come and they can win. So it's a tough league to play in. So I expect Angel City to be, you know, acting like, you know, just like they're on a winning streak, as you say. You know, they're gonna come in hard and they're gonna, you know, give us everything. So we have to be ready to respond. If we're not ready to respond, then, you know, then the result won't go in our favor. We have to be ready.
And Allie, has the team been taking bets on if Ava will score against Angel City for the first time in her career?
Hey, you know what? You just gave me some ideas to bring back to the locker room, so we'll see what goes on, but I'm going to put my money on her regardless.
And I saw that you were down at Wrigley with the team doing some promos. What was that experience like, being in that stadium, like without all the fans and everything within it?
Oh yeah, I mean, I adore Wrigley. I adored Wrigley the second I went to my first Cubs game. I just was like, fell in love with it. Think it is like the perfect sporting experience, with how they've built it up down there. So getting to see the inside of Wrigley and just have that experience was incredible, and I'm very grateful for it because I think, it just kind of, I don't know, just more embedded the fact that I just love Wrigley and being up there.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yes, thank you, LT.
Thanks, LT. Adnan, go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon. Talking about experience, you were last week in the Sutherfield as a guest, a celebrity guest with Penelope. I want to see if you can say something about it. How was your impression about it?
Yeah, it was a blast. We had such a great time at the Fire game, and it was really cool getting to meet like some of those other Chicago athletes. I was able to meet CJ. We were doing autographs next to each other. He played for the Chicago Fire for 14 years, and he was such a wonderful human being. And so we also love supporting Chicago sports. I think that's something that a lot of us enjoy doing. So getting, having the ability to, again, just keep living and breathing Chicago, which in so many ways is the sports culture, I think it's just an incredible experience. So, and I won't lie, me and P really enjoyed getting the jerseys. We were all fired up about that. So we loved it.
And Lauren, my question is if you follow baseball or you have any preferred team in the city of Chicago that you follow, any sports?
Well, I actually follow Chicago sports. I mean, all the way back, whether it's from the past, from the Michael Jordan era. We know how great that was, and Dan's be playing with with the Cubs right now. I mean, I have a lot of passion for that. So yeah, and then back in the days, the old beers, the fridge, Walter Payton. Walter Payton is one of my heroes that I love that guy. So yeah, I follow Chicago sports, and I always say the Blackhawks is the best uniform in hockey, and I want my Blackhawks jersey, so I love the Blackhawks.
Love it.
Put it on the list.
Me too.
I'll put it on the list. Thanks, Adnan. Brendan, go ahead if you had a follow-up.
Yeah, but for both of you guys, kind of just looking ahead to Saturday night. What's got to be the key to keep keep the streak going with you're on 7 points right now, second place in the league, and I know it's still early days, but it's a big test. So what do you think will be the keys on Saturday? Thank you.
Yeah, I think again the keys are for us is defensively we have to be very, very stubborn, and we have to, even if we bend, we cannot break. So bend and don't break. But also we have to score goals. I mean, so for us to keep going, we have to find a way to find the back of the net, and I think those are the keys to the game. How aggressive can we be? How good can we be in transition and attacking and defending? And how smart can we be? I think our football IQ has to be good, because we're playing against a very, very, very good team. A lot of great young players, so we have to be very good on a coach that's been around and a coach that knows what's going on. So it's gonna be a very, very good test for us to say, I don't know, I don't call it a streak yet, but to get a result.
Thanks, Brendan. Any last questions for either Ali or Coach Donaldson? Adnan?
Yeah, Laura, I have one question I want to ask you about a few interviews ago. It's with the new faces coming into the Chicago Red Stars, I'm seeing the roster or the initial 11, even the bench. Some of the players that played last year, they're not included yet. I want to know if you're rotating most of them, of the new players, you getting the the players that are more competitive in field, or the one that you see? Are you trying? Because I can see that the lineups are not quite the same every game that you play.
Well, it's a long season, so that's first and foremost. So yeah, obviously there will be some rotation going forward, but it's a very, very competitive group of players. So, anybody, when somebody number is called, they just have to be ready. But I'm sure there's going to be some more numbers that are going to be called, and those players just have to be ready to play. But when that time comes for us to rotate more, which is in the near future because the amount of games we have, then we will visit that time when we get to it.
Thank you, Hernan. Any last questions for either Ali or Coach Donaldson? Looks like a no. All right. Thank you, everybody, and I'll send out a recording shortly.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.